Welcome to the DARE podcast, where it is all about helping people overcome anxiety and panic attacks. The DARE app has over 1 million downloads and is free to download at dareresponse.com. Now, without further ado, here is the DARE podcast.
When making progress with anxiety, how to deal with the constant fear of it getting worse again or having a setback. You know what? This mindset of fearing it to come back is what keeps you stuck. You need to invite it in. So whenever you think of anxiety and you think of a setback, you say, yeah, I'm ready. Come back. Where have you gone? Don't go like, I'm so happy this is over, right? I can't do this one more time. That was really enough. I can't do this anymore. Well, you're just inviting it in with that mindset. But why? What's the science behind it? Is because you are labeling anxiety as danger. And danger, when you label something as danger, your alarm system will sense that and say, there's danger, well, let me help you, right? In order to signal to your stress system that you are safe is when you say, oh, this can come back, I'm fine with it. Right? Will it feel uncomfortable that moment when you say it? Yes, but do it anyway. Right? I always say, keep your door open day and night for anxiety to return, for intrusive thoughts to return, for panic attacks to return, for setbacks to return, for everything. Everything that you're afraid of, open your door wide and say, you can always come, right? I'll deal with you when you're here. You're free to come. Maybe I won't like you, but I'll still allow you in. When you go about it with that mindset, you will not only be more resilient and prevent setbacks, but if they happen, which they usually do, especially when times gets more stressful, you will move out of them much more quickly.
Right. So also, if you kind of look at that sentence, okay, I'm going to read it again. When making progress with anxiety, how to deal with the constant fear of it getting worse again or having a setback. What's really happening is you're fighting a thought of your imagined future. So you can think about that all you want. The fear comes up when you go, oh my gosh, better make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. The fear will keep coming. Your body will keep sending you fear as long as you keep treating that thought as if I need to prevent that from happening. So remember, what you're dealing with is actually how you're treating your thoughts of an imagined future. So you get to say, like, notice your thought. Somebody was saying, like, you got the notice a nod from me. Like I say, yeah. My alarm has alerted me to a thought of what if I don't like how I feel in the future. I'll say, yeah.
I won't like it. True.
I might not like it. Right.
But
your action.
I'm not trying to prevent it. That's it.
Right. And so then my actual response, my behavior will be this.
Now
shrug,
what?
Right? Nod and shrug. Like, you've alerted me to an idea of the future I don't like. Yeah. Well, Michelle, what if an asteroid falls on your head? Yeah. Oh, that would suck, but nothing for me to do right now about my thought of an imaginary future. You see, it's a lot of it's so much of the same thing, right? How do I deal with the constant fear of it getting worse? Getting worse, like that's a future thought. Pay attention to how you're thinking. Are your thoughts about like noticing and observing what's happening as is being observed? Or are you going back to memories and doing comparisons? Are you off in the future? Are you saying it feels like it's gonna? What if? I'm trying to prevent. Prevent means something that's not happening yet. Okay, so pay attention to like which time your mind is in. First step is to keep your mind here. When you stop fighting the past and memories and you stop fighting the futures, then at least you're here. And then we'll teach you how to, like, you fight present danger, not present discomfort. So you might find more present discomfort, but again, that's like the next step. Okay, well, what's happening? It's here, but what's here? Is it animals eating my face right now? Or I feel scared. Oh, okay, scared. Scared's not danger. I can feel scared. I can't allow these animals to eat my face, so I'm going to put that energy towards getting them off my face. But scared is allowed. Scared is to be noticed. Feelings are to be experienced, not battled. Experienced. So, it's kind of like a lot of similar questions. They're worded differently. They look very different, but they're really very similar, like underlying messages.
Definitely. And we have two questions about anxiety and relaxation. And this is so common. It's not mentioned often, but it's very common that people say, no, as long as I'm busy, I'm fine. But as soon as I try to relax, I feel it. Well, that's natural, right? When you're engaged or distracted with something, your focus is not on you. And all of a sudden you relax. And this is where you start to notice what is going on in your body and your mind. And then you react with fear. Like, oh my God. And this is when the anxiety loop starts. Like, you could notice it and say, oh yeah, I'm sensitized. I really do like diffusing physical sensations and mental sensations with just like, yeah, I'm sensitized. It's normal. Like, if I have the flu, I'm going to have a runny nose and I'm going to have a headache and I'm going to be fatigued. So I'm sensitized. Yes, I'm going to have physical sensations. Yeah. And I'm going to have mental sensations. They are a consequence of the flu, and sensations are a consequence of sensitization, right? So don't fear. And people then say, oh, now I'm afraid of relaxing. I'm afraid of meditating, or I'm afraid of, just watching that movie because I notice how my body and my mind feel all the time. Right? Do it anyway. You can ease into it. Don't expect it to be so much fun, but you can ease into it and say, I can still watch that movie without the expectation of that being super fun. I can still do my meditation, right? Maybe it's not going to be as effective or as wonderful and calming as it used to be, but I can still do it. I don't have to expect that this is going to be as cool as it was. It is what it is at the moment. At the same time, I trust that it's going to get better. But fear of what you feel, you see how it comes back to the same thing again. It doesn't matter, you fill in the blank. If it's relaxation, if it's a situation, whatever it is, it's always the same, your fear of sensations. Right. And Danielle posted that she submitted a question that was not answered. Yes, because I assumed that after all we said today, that your question was answered as well. But my question was, after a year of trying DARE, I'm still scared of absolutely everything. How do I move forward from that? And I think we answered a lot of that, how to implement DARE in different situations and to different sensations. So maybe I would need to ask you a little bit more on your personal journey, what is going on. So it's hard to answer that fully.
Well, but I would say go feel fear everywhere then. Then go feel fear everywhere, because if you're desperately trying to stop being afraid and you're scared of everything, remember, my alarm is sending me fear because I'm still treating everything as danger. How are you acting? Not how are you feeling, right? Never once do you say, how do you feel? It's like, how do you treat how you feel? So if you're still, again, how do I move forward from that? I move forward, period. Like, keep it almost simple, like robotic, like it's time to go to the store and I might feel scared while I go to the store. Yep. Oh, well, to the fact that I feel scared. It's never going to be, I still feel scared. It's how I treat scared when it comes. Am I treating scared like it's doesn't belong? That would be more of the problem. That would be what you want to focus on. You're still doing anything. And again, it's action plus attitude. So if you're taking action, but the attitude is still, get through everything, just get through it. Oh my gosh, I'm still so scared. I have to calm down. If you're trying to, and that ties into the relaxation thing. And one of the questions was, when I'm trying to relax, bump, that's one of my zip. You're trying to feel relaxed, right? You don't get to make yourself feel relaxed. You can relax as in a verb, like relax the tension in your muscles, but you don't get to choose to feel relaxed, right? You don't calm down. Your body calms itself down. Okay, so the whole purpose of meditation is to not calm down, it's to be still. Okay, it's never about feeling better. Again, it happens accidentally as a byproduct. Meditation is about focus and attention, not a feeling. So if you're trying to do meditation to feel better, you're doing it wrong. The whole point of, oh, I noticed my thought, but I'm coming here because I've chosen to come here and I'm shining. I've noticed this and I'm moving my attention and my focus to here. Okay, not to, but the thoughts are still there, but I still feel worked up. Be still where you are. And I know the line is easier said than done. I know, but that's why this, it's not, if it doesn't come naturally, that's why you want to go and do. So just be aware if you're imagining the future. Eventually, this little space will start to grow. And this is where like you make a lot of progress, where it's like, oh, I found myself lost off into future land of worst case shitty scenario town. And I'm like, have high anxiety. Well, of course, look at the movie I just watched in my head for the last 20 minutes. So again, when you imagine a what if, your body acts as if. So I don't have to do anything about an imagined scenario. It doesn't, like, my mind might go off there, and then I come back and engage here. That was yesterday's daily dare. That was my little blurb about it. The point of grounding isn't to, I don't get rid of that. I need to see 3 things and touch 5 things and lick 17 yellow things. It's, whoa, I was off down there. Oh, I'm here. I'm here. That's right. I was remembering that house with the white couch, but I'm here in the green chair. Like back then it used to smell like whatever, the musty house smell. And here I smell lavender. The whole point is not to be like desperately clinging on to get rid of. It's to say, I'm here. I'm here right now, imagining the future. Still safe. Don't have to fight my imagined future. Okay. And if I'm feeling fear everywhere, my alarm is sending me fear because I'm probably still acting as if there's danger. So I would, like to Danielle, I would say focus more on how you're going out, how you're treating how you feel, not like what you're doing and how you're doing it. Does that make sense? I don't know if you're still on, but like think of that. And that's kind of goes for everybody too. If you're doing it to get rid of fear, you're still fighting.
2 last questions, Michelle. One from David: is using the DARE app, especially the SOS section, a crutch? Should I not use it while feeling anxious, defeated, in order to motivate me during my process of recovery? You know, a crutch is a crutch is a crutch, meaning it is helpful in the beginning and you should use it when you need it. But there must come a point in time where you move from somebody else, whomever that might be, to reassure you and motivate you that you do that yourself, right? When you feel all panicky and then everything screams, this is dangerous, this is horrible, you're going to die, this is never going to end. You need to find that little space between your sensations and your thoughts. It's a tiny, tiny space where you feel yourself and when you say, this is going to end. And you know what? My pain tolerance is actually really high, so bring it on, right? You need to find that space. You need to start building that trust in yourself and to reassure yourself, and not only rely on DARE and other people and forums and books. You know, DARE is wonderful, but I always tell my clients, go on a DARE diet. You're ready
Stop
for
over daring.
Yeah. Go on a DARE diet. That's enough. You know everything. If you're missing information or if you need more clarity, go back and you know, get whatever you need. And when you feel really down, of course you can go to the SOS section, right, and get a little bit of motivation. And of course the core, you know, of DARE is the community and the wonderful people in it. But use it appropriately. Use it when you feel I need it, and now I'm standing on my feet, and as soon as I feel I'm standing on my feet, or even just on one foot, I need to start walking and throw the crutches away. I can always come back to them when I feel, okay, I fell, use them to get up and move on. I hope that answered your question.
Right. And anything can be used as a crutch. I never really care what people do. I care about why you're doing it, right? And how much of your life is involved in it, right? So every once in a while, if it's like once a month, you listen to that, who cares, right? It becomes like the whole point we're trying to get is to develop a new attitude of like, oh, fucking well. But if it's like, if I find a lot of my day, every time I feel something, if the reason why I'm going to this is I feel like I have to, it calms me down. We're just talking about that SOS thing the other day. You get to play around with that too. Okay. Oh, I'm feeling really scared. So I'm like, fine, trying to get Barry in my ears as quick as possible, right? I need Barry, not Michelle. Forget Michelle. She's not her. Barry, I need Barry, right? So it's like, then you stop us again, that space. Whoa, what do I need Barry for? Is he keeping me alive? Barry's not an EpiPen. Barry's got like a nice soothing voice. Okay, I will listen to that in 5 minutes. I'll listen to it. I'm going to listen to it in 5 minutes. And for this period of time, again, I would never do that for danger, but I can feel shitty for 5 minutes and just practice for 5 minutes feeling this feeling. And then when I choose to turn on the app, I will turn on the app and then I will listen to it. And then the power is back in your hands rather than I feel like I have to, I choose to.
And last question is one that was submitted in the German group, and somebody asked a similar question here. How can I just allow these sensations when they scare me so much? Like, for example, if I'm in the plane and the sensations are coming on and they scare me so much, how can I accept that? How can I ease into them? A lot to say about this, but again, let me start with healing pain, right? Reframe this pain. So if you think I'm here, I'm not here voluntarily, and look what my body is doing to me. My body hates me and I hate my body and I'll never get rid of this. And oh my God, this and that is going to happen on that plane. If you go with that attitude and you are reactive in the process, like, okay, I'm going to step in and I hope nothing happens. But if it happens, I have dare. But how do I dare through that? Right? You see, it is totally different. If you're going to expose yourself to a trigger, you must start with your attitude. So expect that you're going to have sensations. Expect them. You're going to have them, right? And if you don't get them or not enough, actually demand them to come up. And while you take your seat in the plane and you are all anxious, remind yourself, I'm doing this voluntarily. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? The why is important because it injects purpose into what you do, right? Oh, I'm doing this for my freedom. Oh, I'm doing this because I'm worth feeling safe in my body. And I know I can, although it doesn't feel like that. So I'm going to expose myself to healing pain, right?
Yeah. I like that voluntary. I like that because it's like your attitude is voluntary. You can choose to have this attitude or you can choose to have this attitude. You can't choose the stuff that's not in your control. So if you're on the plane and there's a screaming kid five rows ahead, how do I accept and allow? It's too damn bad because whether you like it or not, you can't control that. And that's usually what it comes down to. We are the controllers and the doers. And we don't like to not be able to we don't like things that come down to control and vulnerability. I want to be able to stop this because I don't like it. Guess what? That's too bad. And it becomes this, that's why I kind of have a potty mouth because it's like, oh, fucking well, let it go. Because if you could do something about it, right? If you could do something about discomfort, we're not sadists. We're not going to tell you keep punching yourself in the face so you could practice dare, right? If you have a headache, sure, you could take Tylenol or whatever. But if you have a headache and you're treating it as danger, if you desperately feel like I need to control everything and then I can let go, that's where you're stuck. So my little go-to is always being stuck behind the little old lady in the car over there, right? And you can't control that situation. So whether you really want to go faster and she's going 2 miles an hour, you can sit in the car and you can go, God damn it, just drive. Or you can go, now, does the person who does this like it anymore? But you're taking the situation for what it is. It's not your job to be, this is not for you to control, okay? You don't get to control the little old lady. You get to control how you act, okay? And it's this internal pressure we create where the anxiety comes from, not the little old lady, right? Little old lady is little old lady. But it's how can I just accept and allow? You kind of have no choice. Because if anybody on here could have gotten rid of whatever you've been trying to get rid of, you would have gotten rid of it by now, right?
Right.
Nice. I don't think you're just hanging out with us because we're cool.
Yeah. And people, if we could summarize this talk into one sentence is your freedom lies in your willingness to experience things you don't like and to open yourself up internally. Or even simpler, drop the control. Mm-hmm. Be willing. Be willing. That is so important. If you are willing, you are not apprehensive of the future. Oh, what if this happens? What if the setback comes back? What if I go to bed tonight and then I'm going to have palpitations or I'm going to jerk awake and so on and so forth, right? Be willing. And when you're willing, your alarm system senses, oh, she's cool. I'm cool, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to calm down. It's fine. She's not in danger. I don't need to protect her, right? I don't go to sleep. Whenever she needs me, I'll be right there. But you are the one leading the show. You are the one telling your alarm system if you're fine or if you're not. That is really your job. And this is really where your power lies.
Right. Be willing and be here. Be here, because it's like this perpetual state of fighting there, right? Because just in case, and that's not willing and that's not being here, that's where the energy keeps going. That's where it will feel like you will have to keep doing things, but you feel like you have to keep doing things because you keep doing things. You have to, the behaviors change first. Forget the feelings. You've already tried that route. It doesn't work, okay? So can expect to keep feeling. You don't get to choose that, but you get to choose your actions and your behaviors and how you treat how you feel. So keep your focus on what you do and how you do it and how you treat what you find on the notice list, and shine all your attention into things you can actually do stuff about.
Cool. So I think that's it for today. Thank you.
Oh, I want to add too, for the app, we have a new thing coming next week, right? A new addition to the premium content, our little masterclasses.
Oh, the master, they're going to be so cool. They're going to be really, really cool. So we have a few different stuff that we're going to add to the app as masterclasses. So make sure you check out the app and attend and leave us feedback. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, and if you guys like the daily dares, okay, we're running out of stuff to write. But if you have ideas, send us ideas. But if you think you want to send something in, like if you think you want to take a chance at writing a daily dare, write one. And if you want, like, we could post it anonymously, or we will give you credit to say this was written by your name. And it will be posted for all of our thousands, tens of thousands, I think, of app subscribers to hear. So even if you're having a hard time, you can say, wow, I'm having a hard time with this, or I had a hard time with this. It's a nice way to pay it forward. Barry will bring the scripts to the recording studio, and you might get a chance to hear your daily dare posted. Like, we would love for it to come. Like, we can only come up with content that we think people want, but if people send it in, we know it's wanted, okay, because it's coming from you. So feel free to send it in. You can submit it, give it a title, maybe like 250 to 400 words, and then like a task, or like I think if you listen to enough, like how they go, and send it into success@dareresponse.com. And then when we get, Barry gets enough, he'll record them, and you get to be kind of published on our app. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so whenever you have a breakthrough, right? Breakthrough, then you're like, oh, I got it. Like, I found the magic button. Oh, this is where I was going wrong. Sit down, write it down, right? Write it down, submit it. That would be awesome. Cool. And if you're interested to see more of us and hearing the same thing, more of the same thing, just in another format, we have, I think some of you know this already, or are members of Dare Advance. It's a coaching program. You get 5 calls a month with Barry, Michelle, and me, where we cover all things anxiety. And I think we cover all time zones, right, Michelle?
Yep. So you can pick 3 out of the 5 to come on live and participate. They're all recorded just for the Dare Advance members. And somebody asked about this Zoom. This is recorded. So you should be getting an email to the link maybe tonight or tomorrow. And I believe the link at some point, if it's not already, is posted on the app, and it'll always be like the last call. So on our next call next month, it'll replace. So there's not going to be an archive of these calls somewhere, but we're in the process of taking snippets of these calls and posting them on the YouTube channel. So a lot of free information out there too. Follow the YouTube channel. Like, we post as much as we can on our own Instagram pages. Like, it's all free information. You do not need to keep, again, you don't have to buy every program we have. I just want you to implement the information that you're learning. It's the implementation that heals this, not the perpetual state of hunt for the answer. I want to read this really quick before I'm going to give you a sneak peek to one of the Daily Dare blurbs I'm going to write. It's from a mathematician named Paul Halmas. Okay. His quote was, "The best way to learn is to do. The worst way to teach is to talk." So I thought that was really cool and really spot on, because if you are doing nothing but telling yourself everything's okay and everything's fine, and scrolling and searching and listening to this webinar and this webinar and this daily dare and this daily dare, you're not doing. And he said, he applied it to mathematics. So the best way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. Okay. Don't get stuck in doing it perfect as perfectionist, then you'll never let yourself learn. Just do it. Just go out and practice using DARE. You will accidentally become good at it when you let yourself just do it. So wanted to share that little quote. So act surprised when you see me post it on Facebook in a couple of days.
That's a great quote. Cool. Thank you, everybody who attended and who submitted questions. And we'll see you next month again to the next webinar.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Take care.
And post what you thought if you had any questions or if we missed something on the Facebook page. Post videos, post pictures and all of that. And let us know what you thought. And we'll see you next month.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the DARE podcast. The DARE app has over 1 million downloads and is helping people all around the world to overcome anxiety and panic attacks. You can download the app for free at dareresponse.com.